Greetings, friends in the Lord, and welcome to Holy Saturday Liturgy. And for today, we are in great silence. I wish to share with you on the Easter Vigil Liturgy on the theme, Jesus has overcome the power of death. In the liturgy of this night of nights, we celebrate the victory of light over darkness, of life over death, of freedom over the slavery of sin. The Easter Vigil, as you all know, has 4 parts. Liturgy of the light and the exulted, the liturgy of the word, liturgy of the baptism, and the liturgy of the Eucharist. And for personal preference, I will highlight the meaning of the first part of this night's liturgy. Christians have always used the candles in the liturgy. It was first for practical reasons to light the catacomb in particular. You know, catacomb is sort of cave where the early Christians were hiding for their prayers due to the fear of the persecutors. But very quickly, the light also took on a symbolic aspect. The candlelit ceremonies were, for believers, a reminder of the word of Jesus, who says, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but we have the light of life. John chapter 8, verse 12. Candles associated with this light of Christ, therefore, occupied an increasingly important place in the services, in the offices of the Catholic Church. Now we're going to look at the meaning of the symbols of the Paschal candle. Over time, this Easter light occupied an increasingly important place in the liturgy, and the candle was decorated with symbols explaining the Paschal mystery. Here we are going to look at few of them. The wax. The Catholic Encyclopedia tells us, for mystical reasons, the Church requires that the candles used during Mass and services be made of beeswax, Luminaria Celia, from the Missal, Roman Missal. That's where this reference is made from. And the encyclopedia continues to say that the pure wax extracted from the flowers by bees evoke the pure flesh of Christ received from the Virgin, his mother. The wick of the candle symbolizes the soul of Christ, and the flame represents his divinity. Now we'll go to the light. The sentence the priest says as he lights the Paschal candle perfectly sums up this symbol. He says, may the light of Christ, resurrected in glory, dispel the darkness from our hearts and minds. The candle represents Christ, the light of the world. All the other candles in the church are lit from the Paschal candle to show that Jesus is the source of our light. And the psalmist will say, in your light we see light. Now we look at the flame. The flame of the Paschal candle evokes the pillar of fire, opening the way for the people of Israel to flee the Egyptians in Exodus chapter 13, verse 21, which is also mentioned in the text of the Exulted. It is the night when the fire from the luminous column repaired the darkness of sin. Now on the Paschal candle also you will see a cross, the sign of the cross, drawn. Now the cross, the instrument by which Jesus saved the world from death and sin, is the ultimate symbol of Christ. There are many symbols. We have the symbol of the fish. We have the symbol of the cross, symbol of the Alpha and Omega. We have other things, but the cross is the ultimate symbol of Christ. Then we now come to Alpha and Omega, the first and the last Greek letters. It says these two Greek letters are often found in Christian iconography. They refer to these words from Apocalypse of St. John, from Revelation chapter 21, 6 to 7, when he says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To him who is thirsty, I will give water from the spring of life freely. This is the inheritance of the winner. I will be his God, and he will be my son. Thus, Alpha and Omega symbolize Christ. We come to the year. On the Paschal candle, you also see the year. This year we are looking at year 2024. In each of the angles formed by the cross, you see the cross, they say 2024. In each of these angles appear the numbers of the current year. Before lighting the candle, the priest traces the cross, the Alpha and the Omega, and the number of the year in course, the year that we are in, the vintage year. He says, Christ yesterday and today, beginning and the end of all things, Alpha and Omega. To him is time and eternity. To him is glory and power, forever and ever. We say amen. And after that, there are other symbols. We have the incense grain, the small thing that looks like a pin. Inside that pin, there is an incense that you pass through a pin and use a foil to cover it. After lighting the candle, the priest implants at each end of the cross 5 grains. The cross has 4 ends plus the middle, where the head of Jesus is, making it 5. And this incense symbolizes the wounds of Christ, the 5 grains. In doing so, he said, by his holy wounds, his glorious wounds, may Christ the Lord keep and protect us. Amen. The Paschal candle lasts for 1 liturgical year. It is lit at the fire of the Easter Vigil and remains lit at all services, all masses, all celebrations, all offices until Pentecost Sunday. Then it is used throughout the year for 2 purposes, for the baptism and for funerals. These celebrations, whose liturgy is based on the resurrection, based on the Paschal mystery. It is a symbol of Christ and should be taken care of and renewed every year. So one will begin to wonder, in the instances where we have artificial candles, whether all these things are being taken care of, especially the part of the wax and the flame, or where the candle is being generated, the flame is generated by oil or by kerosene, as the case may be in the modern time Paschal candles we can see now for beauty reasons. It is a debate that I will leave for the core theologians and core liturgists to explain. Then we'll go to the exultet of the caption, from darkness to Easter light. On the evening of the Easter Vigil, the exultet is sung during the liturgy of light. If on the evening of the Maundy Thursday, the Holy Thursday, lights in the churches are extinguished, the light is reintroduced 2 days later at the start of the Easter Vigil. A blessed fire burns outside the church, and the celebrant blesses the Easter candle, then lit the candle. The lit candle is carried in procession into the church. The darkness gradually lights up with all the participants' little candles. During this procession, a song of praise and thanksgiving begins. This is the exultet. Let the joy of the angels burst forth in heaven. Let the joy of the world burst forth everywhere. Let the joy of the church of God, the children of God, burst forth in the church. New life begins. Proclaimed at the foot of the Paschal candle, the exultet announces the resurrection of Christ and the fulfillment of the scriptures. It commemorates the crossing of the Red Sea by the Hebrew people. As God had delivered his people from the slavery of the Egyptians at the time of the Red Sea, he delivered humanity through the resurrection of his Son. He also announces hope. The arrival of the morning star, the one who knows no certain, the resurrected Christ, returned from hell, who spreads his light and his peace on men. That is what we are celebrating. The symbol of the Paschal candle is strong. Jesus, the resurrected Christ, is a light that shines in the darkness. At the beginning of creation, God separated light and darkness, as he separated day from night. Through this creation, he saved humanity from sin. The people of God respond with the Easter Alleluia, which manifests their joy of being renewed, at being saved, and accept the salvation given by Jesus Christ. What a beautiful celebration. Let us ask God for the grace not to come to this celebration with a mind of spectacle, but a mind of going through a historical event to have a historical change of life and an existential change of life. May Jesus bless us. May the Easter Vigil give us an anticipation of a new life, and may this new life be existential in us.